Hi, quick video on trends and how to trend proof your home. Now, I want to start by saying that if you plan on staying in your home or if you're in your forever home, do whatever you want. Honest to God, make yourself happy. You have to live there. And I firmly believe that if you make your space beautiful, your whole outlook, demeanor on life is better. So ignore all of this and just do whatever the heck you want if you are in your forever home or if you plan on staying there for a decade or longer. Don't worry about it. But if you're in a place for a short period of time and it needs new flooring and an update and you're trying to think what you can do that's going to be trend proof so that if you're selling in 5 years, if you're selling in 8 years, it's still relevant and not dated. So I was kind of looking through like old books on home style and stuff like that and trying to find what was steady across the genres and doing some research for this. And so here's what I found. And I've done a little research about, what's selling now, what's considered a past trend, all of that stuff. So the do's. The do's are for hardwood. You're going to want a mid-tone or a neutral hardwood. I have an example here, but this is just one example. If this is too yellow for you, if this is too dark for you. So what you're looking for here is not a ton of wood grain. So there is wood grain, of course, because it is real wood. But you'll see in like a really rustic one, there'll be like black knots and there'll be lots and lots and lots of graining. You kind of want to avoid that because the rule of thumb is the more attention your flooring draws visually, the quicker it's going to date. So hardwood, mid to neutral brown tones. You want to look for a matte or a satin finish, and you want to stay away from anything that's way too rustic. So for vinyl plank, same thing. You want a mid to a neutral tone, light to medium. Make sure it looks like real wood. Careful with the overly exaggerated texture in vinyl plank. First of all, it's really hard to clean. And secondly, it makes it look less like real wood. Because it's vinyl, the texture, the top portion of that texture is going to shine a little bit, like even if it's a matte finish, which they all are almost these days, because it's vinyl and vinyl is plastic, it's that top portion of the texture is going to shine. So you want to stay away from exaggerated texture because it's not going to look real. So this is an example. So this is the Salerno, the ETM Salerno. So it's got some good grain. It's not overly textured. It's in a light to a mid neutral wood color. Everything these days is oak. I mean, not everything. You can still get hickories and stuff like that, but that seems to be the majority of the vinyls and the woods out there are going to be in those oak tones. Oh, sorry, vinyl's really heavy. Okay, and lastly, when it comes to tile, you want large format. You want 12 by 24 or larger, and you want thinner grout lines. Big, thick grout lines are a trend of the past. So 12 by 24, now it doesn't have to be tile. There's also vinyl tile, which is a really great option for bathrooms and stuff like that. But you want to keep that in a neutral tone. That can be hard to do. I find a lot of vinyl tiles are gray or gray undertones these days. So this is the Bologna. This is actually a really neutral tile, 12 by 24, that comes, it's a warm undertone. So there's also the Pisa, which is a cooler undertone, but almost like they're almost white, but they're not boring white. So something along those lines. Okay, that's the do's. The don'ts. Don't go cool gray, especially for your woods and stuff like that. That is the shag carpet of this generation. It is a past trend. Most people nowadays, and don't get me wrong, people are still buying gray, and there's actually some really good reasons to buy gray or a cooler tone, especially if the rest of your house is done in it. But just know that it's gonna look dated if you go too gray. So there are some neutral woods. The Como, especially in the vinyl, in ETM's vinyl, Click Vinyl line, it's a really nice option because it's still a neutral wood, but it's warm with almost that grayish feel. So there is some options. Just keep your eyes peeled and don't go too gray. You don't want to go overly distressed or hand scraped because it really locks in that rustic vibe if you do that. So you want to stay away from that. You want to keep things very neutral palette. And then don't go high gloss. That really screams old luxury. And it shows a lot of dust, and it's hard to keep clean, and you're going to see footprints and all that kind of stuff. So you kind of want to avoid that high gloss. Almost everything I'm talking about right now, you want to go matte. Even if you go with like a ceramic tile or something like that, don't go for that super high glossy look. You want to stay, now when it comes to tiles, you want to stay away from busy or really trendy patterns. It is way too taste specific. So what you think is fabulous, the next person is going to be like, that's hideous. And what they think is wonderful, you're going to be like, who would do that? So you just want to stay away from that if you're looking for resale or for something that's going to stand the test of time and not date your house. So rule of thumb, the more attention your floor draws, the quicker it is going to date. Okay, yeah, that's just my 2 cents. And if you need any help finding a store near you that can help you with all this kind of stuff, just let me know.